This video by Rudy at Alpha Investments. Alpha Investments is a great channel. It's referred to it by the professor that's Larry in Community College, and my love of MTG. I love Rudy. He's great. I check out his channel quite a bit. I also really like Magic, which is what initially, he was pretty much talking about. But a very interesting video he just posted made me think of something that I've been kind of stewing about for some time, and I wanted to throw in my 2 cents, which is basically this. Video games now versus video games, say, 1995, 1998. The difference in quality. Now, hear me out. Sure, these new games are beautiful. They're graphically incredible. The worlds that they've created, the art design, the story elements that certain creators come up with for these games that are in the background are awesome. Take, for example, Tomb Raider. It's a great game. I like it a lot. And it's very well designed as far as the look of it. But for every Tomb Raider out there, there's a Call of Duty whatever, or a Madden whatever, or a Final Fantasy whatever. And that didn't used to be that way, man. Final Fantasy used to be, just like Rudy said, used to be one of the great ones. It used to be the pinnacle. Some of the best stuff ever made. Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI, 2 best games, in my opinion, for the Super Nintendo I've ever played. For the Super Nintendo. For the Nintendo 64, you had games like Mario World, right? Zelda Ocarina of Time, not a perfect game, but really, really good. Everybody has fond memories of it. And if you go back and play the game, even though those flaws are still there and they're real, it holds up too, I feel. Overall, it's still a good game. And the same is true. Go right now and get yourself a Super Nintendo and a copy of Final Fantasy VI or a copy of Chrono Trigger and play that shit and love it. It's amazing. You'll have a great time. It doesn't matter that the graphics aren't incredibly realistic. It doesn't matter that the voicing is not fully voiced, or that there's not an explosion every 5 seconds. What matters is that the game is engaging, the story is engaging, the characters are fun and interesting, the combat is exciting, and the overall design of the game, from the way that you input information and things like that, to the way that you input the commands for the controls, to the secrets, the extra level stuff, the things in the background that you don't really think about. All that stuff was so well thought out, so well researched, so well designed. Research and development, right? The whole thing. Just the exact same thing that people say is wrong with Magic now is wrong with movies, and it's wrong with games. There's so much emphasis on making everything look good that no one really takes time to worry about what exactly you're talking about, what the content of the game is. At least not comparatively. As long as it's passable and it looks cool, and there's a few extra elements in a decent online mode or 2, good to go. That's fine. It's not fine. I'm sorry, but it's not fine. It's not enough. I don't like it. I want to see more attention to detail. I want to see more fun stuff. I want to see more effort in the right places. I don't care if it's not the most pretty game ever. Take the new Zelda, for example, that Nintendo's putting out. I have high hopes for that game. It looks really cool. I'm not sure that I'm going to necessarily purchase the new Nintendo system just for that game, honestly, because it's so fucking gimmicky, and I wish Nintendo would just knock it off, but I'm still excited. We'll see. And if it ends up being what it looks like it's going to be, then it'll be one of the few good ones. But there's a part of me that thinks it'll probably go the other way. Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, where it's this game that is hyped, and it's still Zelda, and they take the things that aren't broken, put them in the game, the things that they've already researched and developed, the things that are already groundwork laid out. They'll repeat those things, and those things will still be cool, but the new stuff will be ancillary and silly and not well thought out and ultimately dumb. Which to me basically means the game is dumb, because you can't count work you've already done and say that that's new work. No, it isn't. One other thing that I'd like to say. This is specifically directed at Nintendo. I'm a Nintendo fanboy from the way back, son. I love Nintendo, okay? I had a Super Nintendo, I had a Nintendo, I had a million games, I had Nintendo Power subscription, for years. I always liked that magazine, even when people hated on it, because it was essentially an advertisement for Nintendo. I didn't care, I loved it. You know why? Because Nintendo always had the best games. They always had the best games, and their systems used to be the best. The Nintendo 64, that changed to a degree, and I'm not necessarily going to defend their decision to stick with cartridges, but, you know, people bitch about that. The fact of the matter is, at the time, CDs were very, very slow, the load times were very, very long, and ultimately, they went with a system that made the best games. I have no problem with that. But, from the GameCube on, you guys have gotten way too involved in this gimmicky bullshit. I know you've made a lot of money with it, and that's great. I'm happy to hear it. I am. I want your company continuing to grow, but you're starting to lose money compared to the other guys. And you want to know why? I'll tell you why. It's because you're not making good games. You're making gimmicky games. You're making fun and interesting games, but not necessarily good games. Take the focus away from making fun, you know, turn it sideways and plug it into a deal, and then you got the little fucking bit and you can swipe your finger all around the fucking thing. Stupid. Just make a system with a controller that's made for human hands, okay? You know, hands, not 3 bananas or 38 buttons everywhere. Just, you know, a controller and a fucking screen, and that's all you need. You're good. Game. Good game. This isn't just Nintendo. This is all of you, but especially Nintendo. Stop making sequels to Madden. Stop making sequels to Super Nintendo games that were, you know, largely ignored, remaking them to movies that were largely ignored. Stop making Ninja Turtle movies. Just stop. I like the Ninja Turtles, but stop it. They're terrible. You know they're terrible. People, stop going to see that shit. Don't go see it. New Power Rangers? No. Okay? No. I'm not going. And you shouldn't either. It will suck. It will. You'll want to like it, and you'll be disappointed. Now, if I'm wrong, awesome, we got a great movie. But we could have had an original movie that was also good. Don't go see it. Go see The Accountant. Still in theaters in some places. The Accountant is a good movie. The Accountant is a new story, and it's a good one from a good actor and a good director. Give them your money. Go see Split. You know, even though M. Night Shyamalan is who he is, that movie's good. You know, it's an original story. Give your money to people. They'll make original content. Put your money where it can do the best for other people, where it can do the most good. And stop putting it into things that they're just a trick. They use your mind and what you remember about your childhood, what you used to like, to trick you into liking something that isn't really worth your time. Don't fall for it, you know? Don't fall for it. That's about all I got for today. Thanks a lot for watching. Like, subscribe, favorite, all that good stuff. Have a good day. Peace out.